recordings?
I don't record mine, but yeah, for the rest of the teachers, it's their prerogative, but it brings value to the group if they'd like to.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So as men and women, we are always trying to improve our lives. We want what is best for our children. We want a career that pays us enough money that we can stop living from paycheck to paycheck. We are looking for a spiritual connection that helps us manifest the reality we want to live in. Many of us have tried religion only to have it make us feel like the only hope we have is to live with kindness in our heart, and our reward is waiting for us in heaven. As children, we are subject to expectations from our parents, teachers, relatives, friends, and mostly ourselves. We've learned to view who we are by how other people treat us. We've learned our strengths, our weaknesses. We are told if we are smart or stupid. We were told our value by how other people reacted to us and what we said and did. These experiences were imprinted into our DNA beliefs about ourselves. Our bodies, cellular memories, records, record each one of these events at the exact time they took place and the emotions that we express around each event. I'm just going to get everybody to mute themselves. Okay, thank you. Our body's cellular memories records each one of these events at the exact time they took place and the emotions that we expressed around each event. We were also imprinted in the womb by our mother's emotions and feelings toward us and the life she was experiencing during her pregnancy. Our bodies hold in our cellular memories DNA beliefs from 7 generations back. The belief systems of these generations also affect how we live our life, how we process our success and failures, and how we perceive love, kindness, gratitude, miracles, luck, curses, failures, and successes. So here you are about to be born into a body with the expectation of being taken care of, loved unconditionally, and given every ounce of encouragement you will need to create the life your soul dreamed of. And you have also brought with you your karmic DNA to deal with. So how does a person wade through this stream of negative karma and find the fresh water that will create the life you dream of? We begin at the beginning, just like you did when you rolled over for the first time, when you sat up for the first time, and when you took your first step on your own first time. How do you even know what you need to know when you need to know it? I have 2 amazing processes that help you discover the memories hidden deep within your cellular memories. One is the Akashic Soul Records. This is a process by which I go into your personal Akashic records to discover what your soul was going to work on in this lifetime, what your soul gifts are, and where your soul originated before incarnating on Earth. This is a powerful tool to use if you want to go into the middle of the onion instead of peeling each layer through therapy, shadow work, affirmations, manifestations, self-help books, and courses. Not all souls are willing to dive deep into their Akashic records, so let me explain how Theta Healing works. What is Theta Healing and how can it benefit us? Theta Healing is a meditational process that brings about physical, psychological, and spiritual healing with focused prayer through the Creator. The Creator has given us this fascinating knowledge, enabling us to change our life. There is one requirement that is absolute with this technique. You must have a central belief in the Creator of all that is. This includes many different names: God, Buddha, Shiva, Goddess, Jesus, Yahweh, and Allah are all names used to identify the Creator that is all. Theta Healing has no religious affiliations, neither are its processes specific to any age, sex, race, color, creed, or religion. Anyone with a pure belief in God or the creative forces can access and receive Theta Healing. The Theta technique is not meant to be a substitute for professional medical care or mental health treatment. People come to Theta Healing to remember what they know on a soul level. People grasp the concepts of theta healing because it helps us remember our soul families and realize we are part of the energy of the Creator. Our existence would make sense to us if we could isolate what we're learning from our everyday experience in life. Through a process of self-examination, we can see that we are all the sparks of God. Every creation in our lives, every challenge that we have is to teach us something for the growth of our soul. The Theta methodology is to connect people to the center, allowing them to clear beliefs and ancestral DNA, enabling them to follow their true purpose in life. The creator of the Theta healing process, Vivian Stibal, was incredibly ill, and she prayed to God, explaining to him that she could not leave her children without a mother. Through prayer, she asked God, if our bodies can heal themselves, how can I help my body to heal itself? She received information from God and followed his instructions on what to think, feel, and witness. Her illness was removed from her body, and she began to use this process on herself and family. Eventually, she created a format to share with the world and has continued to add it to it as she learns from Spirit. Theta is a process where we as a team work towards discovering what your key belief systems are, who created them, what was going on when it happened, where they happened, why they happened, and how they happened. So let's begin with a scenario. Sally is afraid of snakes. She lives in a country where snakes are as common as field mice. Most of the snakes are harmless. She knows what ones are poisonous and how to avoid them. However, when she sees a snake, her first reaction is to scream, shake with fear, and feel paralyzed, unable to move. This irrational fear is creating all kinds of issues in her life. She cannot keep a job or a relationship because this fear makes people around her uncomfortable, angry, frustrated, and annoyed that here she is at the age of 25 and still behaving irrationally in their eyes when she sees a snake. In belief work through Theta Healing process, we would begin with identifying when she first remembered having an encounter with a snake. We would discover what age she was, where she was, who she was with, and what the situation was that created the fear of the snake. This could take 5 minutes. It could take an hour, depending on how deeply buried the memories are. We might even discover that the snake is not what she really fears. It could be the person who was with her at the time when she first came across a snake, hurt her, and used this snake to punish her if she told anybody. As we work through the scenarios and the belief systems, we are looking for the core belief that one that created the stories around snakes from the original event. When we find the core belief, the rest of the beliefs can come crashing down just like a house of cards. In the end, Sally may discover that she does not have a fear of snakes after all. Once she acknowledges that it is not the snake she feared, but the original incident around the fear she had associated with the snake. Clearing other beliefs based in fear become easier. When we dig into belief systems around money, relationships, education, success, failure, we discover why some things are so difficult for us, why we are reluctant to move in certain directions, or why we procrastinate around certain areas in our life. Finding our perfect job, creating abundance in our life, finding the right partner, be it in life or business, and even in our personal spiritual growth. All right, does anybody have any questions around what I have just presented to you? Nope. All right. So what I would like to do is to do a meditation to begin with. And what this meditation will do is it'll help us ground us, get us focused, and give us protection energy so that when we actually do some theta work, we will be protected. All right. So if you could all just close your eyes. If you can place your feet flat on the floor and take 3 deep inhales and exhales to relax your body. I want you to keep your eyes closed and place both hands upon your heart. Think about the things that you are grateful for. Do you feel warm energy in your heart? Take this warm energy and feel it flow down towards your feet. Feel it enter the earth and ground itself 10 feet below you. Connect to the warmth and love of Mother Earth and thank Mother Gaia for her love, requesting her to ground and harmonize your energy. Ask her to send this energy back up to your heart. Allow this energy to flow back up towards you, into your feet, up your legs, and once again settle into your heart. Now visualize 10 feet above your head a bright, shiny star. This star is your personal star. This is the soul energy that your physical body was infused with when you were born. Feel the energy of your heart flow up through your body, out the crown of your head, and into your personal star. This star is filled with unconditional love. Feel this unconditional love mixed with the energy you sent from your heart. Ask this star to send the warm, loving energy back into your body. Feel it flowing back down towards the top of your head, down your body, and settling into your heart once more. Your heart is filled with love and gratitude. Your body is grounded. Now we will call upon Archangel Michael to cleanse and protect us. Through gratitude and love, we call upon the heavens and invite Archangel Michael to join us today. Archangel Michael, please take your gold sword and remove any negative energies that are not to our highest and greatest good and replace them with love. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Okay. All right. Okay, so you can all go ahead and unmute yourselves if you like. And if anybody has some questions or would like to participate in being a, well, let's call you not a guinea pig, but somebody who'd like to volunteer to experience the theta process.
Hello.
Hi, how are you, Kasha?
Hello, hello. I'm sorry, a little bit late, but I'm here.
It's okay. All right. So Kasha, last time you participated as a theta.
You have no volunteers, so you want to play with me?
Well, you volunteered last time. Well, you didn't really. I asked you, but how did it feel afterwards last time?
That was my first time experience with such a session with you are my first one, right? Mm-hmm. We are recording, okay. Yeah. So I mean, it was weird in some ways because I didn't expect it, and then you were super direct with me, so it was you really hit me like with the big bucket of very cold water, but but I play along with you. When you asked me first question, I was trying to dive deep into if it makes sense what you are saying, but it did with so many things in my life. So that was interesting, and afterwards I didn't know what to expect, and then in my life since that Friday, a lot of things it's going on, and right now I planned my trip to Portland because I was visiting holistic dentist, so I spent few days digging into this process. So I don't know yet. There's so much kind of blah blah going with my life right now. So I'm not sure if I'm getting the results or not. But honestly, with everything that I get from our community, from everybody, step by step, I feel like I'm becoming new me by discovering me, by
Beautiful.
discovering my real me. That right now I start enjoying being me,
Isn't that beautiful?
which is very weird because I'm gonna be 50 years in October. So when you were controlled by your parents for like almost 30 years and even longer, and Robin, even I moved from Poland to United States, half of the distance of this planet that we live on,
Mhm.
my mom was still pushing me down. So the distance doesn't necessarily solve those problems. Of course you get small wings when you move out,
Mhm.
but they are still kind of they cannot be disconnected from your body. They are really stuck with you.
Right.
So it takes time. So I really enjoyed it, and if you want to do something, whatever you feel with me, I'm okay. If everybody else is really shy, and because I'm curious, but and I'm not. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to do not say the truth, that something marvelous happened to me. But really, my life is since Friday. It's kind of weird with all of going on. So maybe I feel a little bit more free.
Okay. Well,
But yeah.
it's a process, right? It's a process. It's like peeling an onion. We're going through things. We only identified, when we worked with you last time, we only identified a couple of things, which was perfect. But there's 3 things that I need everybody to say yes to. I will read out, I want an instant healing, and then you just say yes out loud.
Yes.
Yeah.
I deserve an instant healing.
Yes.
Instant healing is possible.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, well, that's perfect. Okay, Kasia, how would it feel to be completely yourself?
I don't know yet. I want to taste it.
Okay, and if you could imagine what your life would be like if you could just do anything, what is the thing you would like to do more than anything else in your life?
Wow, that's really. Do you mean like business life or what?
Okay, so let's go, for example, if it was really interesting, I did an exercise that my coach gave me, and I was really surprised what I wanted to do. When I really looked at what I wanted to do, I wanted to be a photographer. I wanted to go around the world and take pictures of all of the sacred places and blog about it. And I was like, holy cow, I didn't even know I wanted to do that. So just think outside the box, something that you think would be totally freeing.
I think I have some kind of right now it's a very very big distraction because I'm in such a beautiful place. So for last 3 days I'm thinking that I really want to move here because I used to live by the Baltic Sea in Poland. And this is my friend's apartment with this view. So I can do anything here. I just need an apartment here. I need to convince my husband to move here, and that's it. I think this is my recent, what I want to.
All right.
So where are you, Kasia?
Good.
All right, Kasia, would you like me to download you with what it would feel like to experience living there full time?
Oh, absolutely. Amen to that.
Okay, and everybody else, would you like me to download you with what it would feel like to live in the place you've always dreamed about? And if you would like that, just say yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, now, Kasha, what, if your husband agreed to move there, what are the things that you would need to have in place for you to achieve this goal?
Just to convince him, that's it.
Okay. All right.
That's really simple, Robert.
Yeah, all right.
And so
Okay.
let's be honest, my husband business where we are located right now, where we have home,
Yeah.
in our state, in Yakima Valley, it's a capital of the apple business, and that's my husband's industry. So he still works with it, and I thought that at the end of this previous year I will be able to move, but unfortunately my husband's business partner, age 54, decided to die of heart attack like 3 months
Oh,
ago.
no.
So he really screwed me over on my moving plans.
All
So,
right. Okay. So how did that make you feel that you had to put your dreams on hold?
well, right now my husband is working with, he kind of hired a new guy. He's quite young, like 30 years old, and he's introducing him to clients and teaching him the new business. They
Okay.
were working together before, so I'm hoping that within the maybe a year, I
Mhm.
think he's gonna be trained enough and adjusted to the new business, so I can take my husband, pack him, and move him away from that place.
All right. So my question was, how did it make you feel when you couldn't do it when you wanted to do it?
I feel kind of like frozen in time.
Okay. And when was the time when can you remember a time when you felt frozen before?
Oh yes, absolutely. It was probably many times, but the last time I remember, it was when I graduated art school, high school, and then before I went to Academy of Art, before and after Academy of Art, it was when that was the time when I was coming back home. And in my country, it is really difficult to move from parents because it's not easy to rent apartment and start your own life like in America. So you are kind of stuck with your parents, and they are stuck with you as long as something serious doesn't come up your way. So that was the time when I wanted to do things. I wanted to pick up jobs and go do other things to explore the world and do things. But my parent, especially my mom, she was always telling me, no, it makes no sense. You better stay home and work for a home business and do the job here.
Okay. So would you like to be downloaded with what it feels like to be able to make a choice and accomplish it?
Oh, how many amens should I say?
All right. So if everybody else would be like to be downloaded with that, just say yes out loud.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yes.
Yes, please take it away.
Okay, Kasha, we come back to your mother. What would it feel like to no longer be responsible for following her direction in life?
You know, she already passed away like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. And at the moment when she did, I felt like, you know, she is released from her miserable life. So she feels happier because she has her freedom from pain and miserable 30 or so years of her, you know, last years. And so I felt like, you know, that really freed me in some, you know, portion, like big portion. But you know, there's one more thing I guess I have to share. When I moved already away from my parents, my mom always forced me to have long hair, which she used against me. She would grab me by the hair and like hit the wall or something with my hair. And so that's why I like my hair short. And you know, whenever I go to my barber, I say, let's mow the lawn and as short as possible, because this gives me freedom, because I know nobody can grab me and do things to me. So I remember it took me, I think, like 3 years after I moved out and I was already with my husband, when one day I woke up and I realized, like, shit, I can cut my hair. Nobody will say I cannot do it. So sometimes we are stuck with those things and we are so used to being stuck. And even we have the freedom, we might not recognize that freedom.
Right. All right. So how would it feel to be downloaded with what it feels like to have freedom of choice?
Priceless.
All right. So let's download everybody with what it would feel like to have freedom of choice, and everybody just say yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
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 Kasha, how would it feel to, what would it feel like to be able to forgive your mother?
This is really complicated because at some levels, I understand why she was so awful to me. Because, for example, I understand she was born in 1939 in May, before the Second World started. So through the war and so many years after the war, they were all so hungry. So when she got me, when I was born, she thought that she has to overcompensate her hunger. So that's why she was like, you know, pushing food into me with like so much, like pushing,
Right.
like there's nothing matter, just to make sure I'm not hungry. So
Right.
I understand the, you know, the mechanical reasons for that, but as a human being and as a mother of a daughter, I still feel hurt by those things. So of course it would be amazing to, you know, to clear it.
Okay. So would you like to be downloaded with what it would feel like to forgive others for hurting you?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And if everybody else would like that, just say yes.
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 All right. So one of the things that we do in Theta is that when we do a one-on-one session, I ask you to create a forgiveness list and a trauma list. And one of the things that you can do is you write down on one of my clients, and this was just perfect, wrote a trauma list. And then across from the trauma list, she put the individual people that she needed to forgive under every one of those traumas. And then we just end up just doing this beautiful forgiveness process. And then we get to dive deep into more things. But learning to forgive is one of the first steps in healing. And when we learn to forgive not only other people, but ourselves, it can really help us move forward. And we also have to include God in that, because there's so many times that we have felt like, you know, why did God put us back in this position, or why things haven't gone better? So in your forgiveness list, just add yourself and God on that as well.
So we're making a list of people we want to forgive?
Yes. And we always want to forgive ourselves and God, right? So yes, the people that we want to forgive. Yeah, it's kind of important that we begin with that. And is there, Kasia, how are you feeling?
Just making my list, so I'm really focused, so I'm not sure.
Okay, well, you don't have any, all right. Okay, all right. Now, is there somebody else that would like to try this process?
I do.
All right, okay, Mike, wonderful. All right, so what is the one thing that you would like to address today?
Just being frozen as far as taking action on certain things.
Okay, could you think about when the first time was that you felt insecure and frozen about acting upon something you desired?
It goes back, I don't know, several years now.
Okay, if
You
you,
know, I wasn't always like that. I was always an action taker. I was always, you know, able to raise to the top of certain things.
yeah.
Um,
So if you could guess, what do you think the first time was?
I don't know, maybe 1986, something like that.
Okay, and what was happening around that time in your life?
Business that I was doing very well with and earning a full-time living went bankrupt, and then I kept trying other things and just couldn't do it.
Okay, so how did it make you feel when the company went bankrupt?
Well, it didn't feel good. I mean, but I did start doing other things just to, you know, get back on track. So
Yeah,
it,
okay,
it,
we
go
really,
ahead.
okay. But if you could guess at an emotion that you really, that may have started you down the path of you know, feeling frozen, if you could really dive into that emotion around the business going bankrupt, what was the situation? Why did it go bankrupt?
The owners were just doing a lot of things with the money they were earning, and other things. They got into drugs and they just filed bankruptcy. And it was a
Okay,
health company.
but was it your company, or you were just,
No, no, I was an independent rep with that company.
okay. Um, all right, so let's dig deeper, because that, um,
It was out of my control, you know.
okay, control. There we go. When was the first time you felt that things were out of your control?
Well, you know, it was their business, so it was really out of my control.
Yeah, but if we go deeper in your life, when was another
If
time?
I go back, I would think a lot of it has to do with self-confidence too, because I just always, I don't know, as a kid, growing up, my mother was a school teacher, and she would come home, and after being with the kids all day, me and my sister were having trouble with homework. She would yell at us, "What are you, stupid?" You know.
Okay,
So I think it might have, you know, a lot of that still goes in there, and you know, it could be an underlying thing.
yes. And how did that make you feel when your mother called you stupid?
Well, I would just say to myself, "Okay, I'm stupid." You know.
But did you really believe you were stupid?
At times, I didn't think I was smart enough to do certain things.
Okay.
Um, I guess when my dad passed away, I was into a lot of drugs and things like that. I was in high school. I was in first year of college. I was a vegetarian and I didn't want to piss the frog in bio. So I told the teacher, look, I'm not better than a frog. She said, you are, you have feelings, emotions, a rational mind. I said, look, show me a frog, dissect it. I'll show you where everything is, whatever. Anyway, I failed. And, again, I didn't think I was smart enough in the sciences. So I was phys ed major. I dropped that out. I became a fine arts major and a minor in education. I never thought I was smart enough to, do that.
Okay. All right. So, would you like to be downloaded
Sure.
with knowing, with downloaded with the knowledge that you are smart enough to accomplish anything you want in this life?
Yes.
Okay. If everybody else would like that, just say yes.
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 Okay. So, Mike, what is one of the things that you really like about yourself?
Well, I like that every time I have fallen down, I got back up and I did rise to the top. I eventually went to school, became a chiropractor, even though those fear of sciences, in the prereqs, I was dean's list because I had to prove to myself I could do it. When I was a teacher, I rose to the top to become a dean of a high school. When I was a lifeguard, I became chief lifeguard. So, I mean, I have overcome certain things, but there still has to be something underlying with a lot of what we're doing with, some of the online businesses that I'm just not, taking action. There's just something there.
Yeah. So, how would that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
Doesn't feel good. I mean, I feel like at times maybe I'm doing the wrong thing, but I know that's not true. So, I believe in it and I'm excited. So I've got to just get out of that.
Okay. All right. So when you've had success, like you say, did you celebrate your successes? Did you celebrate when you became the top of your field as a teacher, when you became a chiropractor? Did you pat yourself on the back and
Oh
celebrate?
yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So if you could, is there one instance that you think has made you a little bit insecure or has made you feel frozen about the online community, like something that triggered that emotion in you?
I think what it is, I have a big following in my community and some other things that I do where I manifest things with ease and grace. Um, I mean, my recent birthday last week, I had close to 600 messages. So, I mean, it really told myself, listen, I'm loved. And I think one of the things is I don't want to turn anybody off on the way that I promote. I believe in influencing with integrity. So I don't want to invite people to a link without permission and things like that. And that's why, in ways I hold back.
Okay.
I don't like when people do that to me, either send me a link
Yeah.
or this and that, so
All right.
I'm just trying to find that balance.
All right. So would you like to be downloaded with how it feels to do everything in my business from my heart, and it is filled with integrity and gratitude?
Of course.
Okay.
Definitely.
Everybody else like that? Just say yes.
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 Okay. And Mike, how are you feeling now?
I feel good. I mean, I feel just a little bit lighter. I'm smiling, which if you look at some things in the past when I've been on things, I'm not smiling. I'm glad I stepped up to the plate to do this because, you know, sometimes I am shy.
Oh, no, thank you. I really love that. All right. I'm just really impressed with everything that you have already done in your life. It's just amazing. I mean, it's just awesome. All right. Now, does somebody else want to talk about something? All right, Tammy, go ahead. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kasha. All right, Tammy.
I don't know what I want to talk about. You have a question?
Okay, yes, a question, yes.
Robin, can you let Mona in? Sorry to interrupt.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello,
Okay,
good evening. Namaste. Love you all.
what was your question, Tammy?
No, you are going to ask me a question, I thought.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. What is the one thing that you want to work on right now?
You know, I have a lot of anxiety. Did you hear me?
No. What did you say?
I have a lot of anxiety.
Okay. So
really debilitating anxiety.
all right. Okay. So if you could think about the first time that you remember feeling anxiety.
I probably don't remember the first time I felt anxiety.
But if you could guess.
Yeah, there's several things that could come to mind.
Okay.
When my father would come home after drinking, and him and my mother would fight.
And how did that make you feel when?
Terrible, scared, afraid, very afraid. And it would be so bad that, you know, like I would try as a little girl, we would always go to Frontier Town and, you know, the North Pole in New York. And every year, every summer. And I would always try, like I'd be having a really good time and laughing, and I would say, oh no, stop, to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And as I put together that when I had a good time and I went home, it was not a good time. When I had a terrible time, my home life was perfectly fine. So I made that connection really young. I was probably 5 and 6 years old.
Okay. So would you like to be downloaded with it, what it feels like to be happy? And let me just think. Would you like to be downloaded with what it feels like to be happy and have no negative consequences?
Yes.
All right. So if anybody else would like that, just say yes.
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 Okay. All right. And Tammy, like, I just kind of want to explain to you guys that when we do this one-on-one, we would go a lot deeper into the things that Tammy's talking about. And we would end up clearing a whole bunch of things around this. So Tammy, what is your main concern about your anxiety right now?
I'm really having a hard time today, particularly. I'm having a hard time today particularly, and I don't know why.
Okay.
I'm having a really tense day.
Okay. If you could think of one thing that may have triggered you today.
I don't know. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning, just bzz, and I have been up since. And I've been shaky, and I had a great day with my granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
But I've just had this feeling of doom, like something bad's going to happen.
All right. All right. So if you could think back about the first time that you had that feeling of doom, and you were proven right.
Oh gosh, many times, many times. I had a really strong sixth sense as a child, and probably still do. So I can't think of any one thing because there are many.
Okay. So if you could allow yourself to allow your intuitive nature to make you aware of things and be comfortable with being aware of them, without feeling responsible for the outcome. Would you like to be downloaded with that?
Yes.
If everybody else would like to be downloaded with that, just say yes.
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 What was the question? Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What would you like to be downloaded with, what it would feel like to be intuitive without being responsible for the outcome?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. Well, that is our hour. Are you feeling better, Tammy?
Yes.
All right. I just want to make sure everybody's feeling like, they're feeling a little bit better. You've got a smile on your face. You're feeling relaxed. And does anybody have any questions for me before we shut this down?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Are we going to see you every day?
I love you, Kasha. You can contact me if you want a one-on-one session. You can just message me, but I'm going to be doing these on Thursdays at the same time every Thursday. And but just know that I love doing this. It's so much fun. And when you spend a one-on-one hour with me, we get an awful lot of work done. I believe Tammy and I've done a one-on-one before, and you really do get a lot accomplished, correct?
Yes, you do.
All right. And so again, if you all want to have your forgiveness list and your trauma list for next Thursday, we can just go ahead and clear it. We don't even have to go through it. You just have everything written down, and we'll just do a group healing to release and activate your forgiveness list.
Okay, that sounds like we will all be here, same place, same time.
That's awesome. Thanks, Robin. You rock.
Robin.
I love you guys. You have a
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Oh,
everybody.
You're
I have a
welcome.
question, Robin.
Yeah.
Can I just, so I just want to be clear on the trauma list and forgiveness list. I'm confused. So the trauma list is the people that you want to forgive, and
Well, when we have trauma, usually there's people attached to that trauma.
Right.
And that have created that trauma.
Yes.
So we need to forgive them.
Right.
But
so
you
the
can
trauma
just,
list, the forgiveness list is one of the same.
yeah, and they can be. You can do them the same, or you can do like just say, and there's people we forgive that maybe didn't aren't part of like major trauma to us, but we still want to forget them. And forgiving ourselves and forgiving God is really an important part of that.
That's the hard part.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
See
Bye,
you.
Karen. Bye, Robin.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yes, you.